is, and what is your biggest no? When it comes to live streaming, is there something that you're not willing to do? And I'm not talking crazy, I'm just talking standard day-to-day things. So for a start, I'm going to share what I am not willing to do in a live stream, and you guys can tell me in the chat what you are and are not willing to do in the live stream. So firstly, I want to say good morning to Amazing Yacht Destinations and live streaming consultants. Both of you jumped in nice and early. Great to see you. And one of the things that I'm not comfortable doing on camera is the music still going? Sorry guys, let me just fix that. I thought I turned it off. It's happened at the start. Thank you for letting me know, live stream consultant. I'm just jumping in, killing the music. And on the other stream, because I've got to do it in 2 places because I can't make it easy. Where is it? Oh my gosh. There we go. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. It was just supposed to be the pre-stream tunes, you know, the drill. Okay, so back to the comments here. So one of the things that I'm not comfortable doing on camera is eating, and to the point where even when I'm on Zoom with friends, I don't eat while I'm on camera. So and I look at like there's so many videos and things where people are happy to do that, and that is so awesome. And because we're all individual and we're all different and we're all running different kinds of streams, like if you're running a food vlogging stream and you don't like to eat on camera, like that might be an issue. You know, might not be willing to test something. So yeah, hopefully the music is all over. So let me know if the music is gone for both of you. That would be great. So whereas I've no problems drinking, like I will drink all my beverages, no problems at all. Last week over on Twitter, there was a discussion where somebody was upset with Roberto Blake because he, heaven forbid, drank liquid while on camera. So cheers, Roberto. Now, I personally don't see a problem with that, but obviously that viewer had an issue with it. Now, if I think I replied, I think I was a little snarky in my reply. I try not to be snarky, but I was a little gobsmacked. Roberto Blake will stream for hours and hours and hours and hours, like as in nothing for him to stream for 3 hours or 5 hours. I've seen him stream for 6 hours, and he's just constantly helping people. And they can't let him have a drink while he's giving all this free information. Now, I think like they went into, you know, be like, oh, he could mute. It's like, you know what, when you've got a dry, parched throat and you're in the middle of a thought, you're not going, oh, I'll mute and then I'll have a drink and then I'll unmute. Because how many of you would accidentally continue on talking without unmuting? I mean, I would. I'd forget to unmute for sure. Absolutely. Hey, Super Dave USA. Great to see you here. Thanks for joining in. So what is something that you are like, no, you know, that's a no for you? And I'm not talking anything, you know, creepy, crazy or anything like that. For me, it's like, I'm quite happy with all the standard terms of service, like, you know, all the you know, clothing rules and the fashion rules. Well, no, they're not fashion rules, but you know, and etiquettes, things like that. I'm happy with all of that. That's cool by me. But when it comes to it, I'm not going to eat. And even to the point where I'm on my Friday night Zooms with a bunch of girlfriends where we hang out and lots of people are having their dinner and like we're all together, I will turn my camera off and mute my microphone so I can still listen to the conversation and unmute when I'm able to speak. But I'm not comfortable with it. Let's have a look here. Snarky is good with us. Tell him to go pound sand. I agree. I agree with that. Absolutely. If you can't allow your streamer to have a drink, then I'm sorry. What? Oh, you've got bigger issues. You've got bigger issues. All right. Amazing Yacht Destination said, I won't eat, but drinking is normal. Drinking is normal. In a speech is normal, in my opinion, and I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Super Dave over on the vertical has just said, I just did a live test with my new webcam Insta360. Tell us how it went. I was looking at the 360 and realized that for what I wanted the webcam for, which is an overhead camera, those amazing AI, follow everything cameras is a little bit of overkill for me. So, but I'm like, I really am curious and I'd love to have a play. So please let us know in the chat how you went with it, Super Dave. So yeah, so for me, there's that. There's, that's like, other than things that I would just not do in public, like I'm not a PDA person, so I don't do a PDA, like I wouldn't do anything like that. And PDA, like public displays of affection. So, that automatically is ruled out just because of my personality. So, whereas I know some people are fine with it, I am not. But I'm not going to get angry at someone whose husband pops in and kisses them on the cheek as they head out for work. I don't care. I wouldn't do it, but that's okay for them because it's their stream. And my point of this whole conversation is not to be all like, no, you can't do this, and yes, you can do this. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, they've got all the rules of what you can and can't do. Okay. And some of them are a little out there. Like, I can see why they've made the rule, but at the same time, I'm like, you don't think making that a public rule actually draws attention to this kind of thing? I will be specific. I will be specific. There's a rule that states no bare feet, right? And I get it. And it's because there are people out there who find bare feet more tantalizing than, say, bare shoulders, right? So that's as far as I'm going to go in that particular thing. But I tend to, when I'm in my house, I don't wear shoes around the house. And over on my live crafting channel, sometimes I'm going to spin, which means I change my angles, which includes my feet. So I have to run and find some socks, something that I can use while on the spinning wheel. I can't use standard socks. They just slip off. So I've got to go and find, like the grippy socks that you wear in like those trampolining centers and things like that. So I go and grab, actually what I do grab is a pair of socks that my mum actually got in hospital. Hey, LeBurn, I'm sorry if I've destroyed how do you say no. This stream is we talk every week about how to live stream. And this week we're talking about the things that you wouldn't be willing to do on camera that some streamers are willing to do. So we're not going deep dive into some of the things that you should not be doing on public cameras, but some of the more, relaxed things that some people do and some people don't. The reason I've decided this topic is because Roberto Blake, who is an amazing educator, he got called out for having a drink on stream. And I'm not talking like, vodka. He was drinking like water. He was hydrating during a 3-hour stream. So we're just having a little discussion over what, you are and are not willing to do on a live stream. For me, I'm not going to eat, but I'm happy to have a drink. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have another one right now. Hey, Holly, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining in. Super Dave over on the vertical has given us what he has told us how he felt about his Insta360, and it's amazing, and it follows you, and the video quality is amazing. That's what I've heard. I've heard really positive things about the Insta360s. Let me know in the chat if you've got an Insta360. So hydration is important. Hydration is so important. If you want to be on a live stream and you want to be giving and encouraging, you don't want the back of your brain going, oh my gosh, my throat is burning. I am parched. But I can't stream, or I've got to put my Be Right Back screen up while I have a drink, or because I don't want to upset somebody in the chat. If you are going to be talking about for hours and hours, please allow your streamer to hydrate. LeBurn James, yes, we'll see how you go. We'll see how you go. Amazing Yacht Destinations says you hit the nail on the head there. It is the streamer's stream, and it's what the streamer feels comfortable doing. The viewer is not tied to the desk to the watch. If they're not comfortable, they can leave. Or they could close their eyes and put their fingers in their ears and go la 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 while somebody takes a sip of a drink. Oh my gosh. It is one of those things. Exactly, Holly. How can you not hydrate during a 3 hour stream? I have a 1 hour stream today, and it's a 1 hour stream, and I'm still hydrating because I'm a person who constantly drinks liquids all day. It's summer here in Australia. It is hot. I've got the air conditioning pumping. So it's either being dried out by the air conditioning or the heat or the humidity. Or, like I need the liquid. And in winter, this room gets cold. So I need the coffee to keep everything warm and good. So you've got to make allowances for, the human body to see how it's going. Andrew Canner said, when I did a 24-hour stream, I was chugging coffee, eating. Each stream has different needs. Absolutely. I remember that 24-hour stream. Was that the one where at certain points, if something happened, you had to do push-ups? Was that the one? I can't remember. But anyway, yes, every stream is different. And if someone's streaming for 30 minutes and they're not comfortable having a drink on stream, that is cool. That's cool. You do you. If you need to have a drink, if you need to have coffee, if whatever, it is so important that you're comfortable to do it. But if you are not comfortable to do it, have a Be Right Back screen ready, because you need to hydrate during streaming. You're sitting under lighting. You're talking constantly. You need to give yourself the opportunity to hydrate. Now, luckily for me, having a drink while streaming is okay with me. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't even think about it. I'm like, whereas for some people it's an issue. But if it came to a long stream, I would put a Be Right Back screen up and quickly eat something. And then because I'm sensitive on that, I won't eat in public. So let's have a look. What happened on Twitter? So LeBurn, Roberto Blake was talking about a comment that he received on one of his live streams where somebody was upset that he hydrated during a stream and they felt that he should have muted or Be Right Back for that. Whereas like Roberto was streaming for hours and hours. He needs to be able to hydrate. LeBurn's asking, how do you get the on the stream? So I'm using StreamYard. Today, in this particular instance, I'm using 2 instances of StreamYard. So I know there was a question, Super Dave did ask over on the vertical stream if I'm streaming using my mobile phone, and the answer is no, I'm not. What I'm doing is I have 2 instances, like 2 web browsers open, and I am streaming 2 times. So I have the vertical stream, which is going to YouTube, and I have my horizontal stream, which is going to LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So I don't, I'm still trialing and testing how this all works with the multi-streaming, as well as I consider 2 streams to YouTube dual streaming. I know it's a little bit bizarre giving it my own name, but that's how I have to differentiate it in my brain. So I am both multi-streaming and dual streaming. So therefore I have 2 windows open to stream 2 times. So that's what I'm doing at the moment with this stream. Now I have found, and it could be just a setting somewhere here, that while the 2 instances of StreamYard can pick up the same camera input, so I am utilizing the same camera, it cannot utilize the same microphone. It allows you to choose it. And in my testing, one of them was just silent. So I've actually got a little lav microphone just plugged in. That's what this little cable is here. It's just connected straight to the computer, and one is running via the lav and one is running via the pod mic. So the audio is different. But other than that, they're pretty well the same. Also, the other thing is, if I share a comment on the horizontal stream, it will not show on the vertical stream, and vice versa. So you do get to decide. You get to decide, do you prefer watching on your phone on a vertical stream, or would you like to watch on a horizontal stream? It's your call. And I'll be testing this out for a couple of weeks. This is the 2nd week. I was just going to leave it as of last week, and then realized, you know what? It was Super Bowl, and can you really consider it a proper test when the audience is off doing other things? No. And if you've been here before, you know me, Testing is not once or twice, testing is weeks and weeks. So we'll be giving this a good run to see how it feels. And as the softwares change, I'll evolve as well. Right now, I cannot dual stream out of StreamYard with the two different aspects. So I can't do horizontal and vertical at the same time. You can in OBS. Doug Houston, his stream on the weekend, he did it out of OBS. But I'm not going to jump to OBS. I'm just going to keep playing with StreamYard. So, Amber Sky, great to see you here. Yes, he drank something. Oh my gosh, heaven forbid somebody who streamed for more than an hour needed a sip of beverage to keep going. I know, it was shocking, right? KDCC are in the house. You shared it on the Discord. Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate you sharing my stream. So yeah, it is really, really, it's, I'm a bit overwhelmed, but thank you. LeBurn James, happy birthday for yesterday. StreamYard will not use a microphone already called for, which can be a pain for some other things. Yeah, and I get it. I do get it. And if I do decide to continue on this dual streaming journey, so streaming to both, you know, the vertical stream and the horizontal stream, not just multi-streaming. Multi-streaming I got locked down, but the dual streaming where it's the two different onto the set, like, you know, if you go to my YouTube channel now, there's two streams running at the same time. So if I continue to do that, I'm going to find another microphone issue because I talk with my hands, right? You guys could see. And right now I have to be really conscious to lean my hands back because this little cord is precarious. I work very hard to make sure there's no cords or cables across my desk. I run cords that way and over that way, but there's nothing here except for this one, which I keep touching. And it does do my head in. Oh, wow. Thank you, Parallax. I really appreciate those sorts of comments. Oh, Andrew, champion. So yeah, it is definitely, if I decide to continue on this journey, I will invest in probably, I'm thinking a Rode Me. I've been looking at Deity. If you're in the chat, do you prefer Deity or Rode for the wireless microphone? I'm thinking wireless in particular. I'm looking at just the little ones that I can connect it to my computer and connect it and I'd probably just tuck it over here on the back side of the pod mic. I'd still use both. So let me know if you've got any feels or any opinions about doing any of these sort of, you know, microphones. So if you've got an opinion on them, let me know because I hear, you know, I hear different things. Like I'm a Rode girl. Now, Rode is an Australian business. I'm Australian. It's easy to get in Australia. And that's probably why I've got like the pod mic and the Rodecaster and half my drawer is like there's a Rode video mic NTG up there. Like half my mic drawer is full of Rodes. It's you know, I just want to know. And the Deity are harder to get here, you know. It's definitely trickier. Epic Shot Funny, hello, welcome to the chat. Let me have a look here. Super Dave, welcome. If you can get up early enough next Saturday, I'll tune into. Are you talking about Andrew or Doug? Or because I don't do mine Saturdays, so that's not for me. Sorry about that. Ember Sky Media uses the Deity for the wireless at the moment. Awesome. Andrew Can says if you've got the Rodecaster, the Rode is better. I do have the Rodecaster, but for this particular task, I can't connect it to the Rodecaster. So whether it can connect to the Rodecaster or not is not a deal breaker. Does that make sense? Just because it's you know, but I do like Rode. So am I just biased? Possibly. So you need to let me know. If you just want the wireless, the Deity is good. Ember Sky says Rode is my cinematic audio gear. Deity is my YouTube. Okay. I appreciate that breakdown. That's great. Livestream Consultant says, don't even hesitate. Get the Rode Wireless. Been using two of them for over 4 years and still going strong. I will say that one of the things I've noticed with my Rodes is I've never had to replace them so far. I've changed them because I've needed a different microphone for a different task, but they've never broken, they've never died. So, you know, knock wood. So we'll see how that, like, I've just realized me knocking may just set the dog off. Whoops, hopefully you didn't hear it. The wireless microphone biggest problem is that you cannot replace the batteries, creating e-waste when they die. Okay, all right, that's good to know as well. That's good to know as well. Super Dave, you stream at this time every week? Yes, I do. Unless I'm, you know, sick or something's going on or I'm traveling, this is my stream time. Okay, LeBurn, have a good day. Have a good day. So more beverage for me. So, oh, did I miss something that LeBurn says? I have to leave to stream. My nan is in hospital. She's, oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I hope your nan is all good. I thought I just read the start of that. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to be dismissive, but I hope your nan is all good and that you guys can go in and visit. So let me know in the chat. Are you happy to drink on stream? Like, do you have an audience that get antsy if they're like, heaven forbid you drink and someone could hear you go glunk? Let me know. Let me know. I'm, as I said at the beginning of the stream, one of the things I'm not willing to do, my big nope, is eating. I won't eat on a stream. As we saw from before, there was somebody who felt the need to comment on my appearance. Thanks for that. Have a mirror. Looking in a camera, I'm not oblivious. But that's one of the reasons why I don't. And is because of comments like that. You know, you can't win. There's no winning. So I just don't. And it's become a thing. And for me, I find it very difficult to actually eat in public. So in food courts or out with friends, I can do it, but I do find it challenging and confronting because people even in real life don't know how to close their mouths and not make a comment. So yeah, Roberto does. That's right. That's what's prompted this prompt for today's live stream, is that Roberto got called out for drinking in his stream. Let me have a look here. I do, but I also learn to hit the mute button most of the time. See, for me, if I hit the mute button, there's a good chance I'm not going to unmute. It's a habit. And so yeah. And I get it. Like if I'm going to have a really big drink or something like that, I'll probably be more inclined to mute. But if I'm just going to have a sip of water or have a sip of coffee, which I've got my coffee today as well in my Yeti. Hello, Yeti. Love you. And you know, I'm just going to take a sip because it's part of conversation. And that's what we're doing here. We're having a conversation. So if you are having a conversation with a friend and you're at a coffee shop, would they not take a sip of their coffee or their water or whatever it is that they have in front of them? Would they not take a sip as part of the conversation? Would you expect them to somehow quieten that noise? Would you expect them to sort of be like, hang on, just please block your ears while I take a sip of my... No, you wouldn't. And this is the thing. For me, live streaming is about a conversation. We are having a conversation. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's going to depend on the stream. It's going to depend on you as the streamer of what you are not comfortable with. So I'm just trying to get a feel for what different people are comfortable with. Over in the vertical stream, we've got Leanne popping in to say hello to the chatters. Leanne says, I'm in vertical. Do we have a choice today? And the answer is yes, you do, Leanne. There's a choice. If you pop over to the channel, so if you're in the vertical, tap on my name, go to the channel, and you'll get to choose horizontal or vertical. So you'll get to choose. Doug has said, people say some real inappropriate stuff online, usually for bravado and hiding behind their online handle. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And, you know, my handles are usually my name or my business name. So I suppose I'm not willing to say something online that I probably wouldn't say in real life. So if you see me say something snarky online, it's just like, welcome to my inner brain. If we are a little bit, I am a little snarky in real life. I think the only real difference is in real life, I tend to swear more. So if you guys think that I'm some sort of, you know, non-sweary person, I don't like to swear when my camera is on. That's the other thing I don't like to do during my live streams. And I've realized it's even, I really struggle when I'm just in with Zooms with friends and stuff like that. It's like in my brain now, it's like cameras on, PG-13. And so I try not to swear as well. Now, sometimes it's probably because of how much I swear in real life, sometimes something will slip out, but um, I consciously try not to swear. And it is because I know sometimes in my streams there are kids, or there are kids walking past, or someone is watching at a time when their family is about, things like that. So I do try to be considerate of that. While I'm okay with swearing, when my daughter was younger, we didn't swear in the house at all either. It was a thing. It was a decision that we made. When she was younger, when she was forming her vocabulary, we wanted to give her the option to have not that vocabulary. So we didn't swear when she was younger. She's older now, and she's what is she now? She's nearly 19. She doesn't swear all that often. She does swear. And that's because as she got older, once she hit 16, we started letting loose in the house a bit more. And so, it was one of those things, but that was a conscious decision. And I make that conscious decision for my streams as well. So let me have a look here. I know that there are some people. Andrew says here, I can tell you the worst comment I ever got was, "You look like you ate the old version of you to get this fat. People suck. I've learned to love me at every weight, but people will comment. They will, won't they?" And my other favorite one is like, "Have you lost weight?" Like, that's like oh my God, you've done something amazing. It's like, nope, I've been sick and I didn't eat for 9 days. So yeah, that's not great. That's not healthy. That's nothing to cheer about. So yeah, that's the other thing. So it's just one gamer widows. I can confirm Chantelle can swear, not as much as I do, but she does. I don't know, gamer widows. I think we've only really met in situations where I would be less likely to swear. Ember Sky says, "Yeah, I don't swear on camera. YouTube and social networks are clamping down on that. Remember last year's attempt." I know that YouTube allows swears, not in the first 8 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever the arbitrary number is, the first few seconds, but they do allow swears. And I remember watching the video over on Creator Insider channel where they actually said all the words that are now allowable. And I was like an 8-year-old kid having a giggle like, I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool. Yep, you ignore it. I try to ignore it, but I've got a thin skin, and this is something we've discussed before here on this channel. I do have a thin skin. I don't want a thick skin. I like having a thin skin. I like being able to be emotionally available. I like all of the positives of having thin skin. The negatives are they hurt, but it is, it's one of those things. It's a balancing act. You've got to take the good with the bad on pretty much everything. Andrew says, "Do I swear?" Of course. Do I do it on camera? I try not to. I'm the same. Leanne says, "I do giggle when I hear you cuss." Yeah, every now and again, something will drop on, especially over on Fiberific, because I feel this is the problem. Fiberific, the live streams over there are so comfortable for me that I sometimes forget that it's not a Zoom call with friends, that it's a live stream. So I try very hard to remember. I've heard some people get Irish Spring in the mouth if you. I don't know what that is. Oops, I don't know what I just said. Did I say something bad then? I don't know. When I first lost weight, I go, "Oh, you look so much better." I know, right? Like, how rude. How rude are they, right? And all they could say is, "Wow, you're looking fit." That would be, even then I would still be like, okay. But that is like, you look so much better than, anyway, it's soap. Thank you. I just, but yeah, soap in your mouth if you swear. Okay. Off topic. All right, let's go off topic. What's going on? Hang on. We've got any recommendations for lights for traveling? I do have a couple of recommendations. So you need to think about where you're going. what kind of power you're going to be able to recharge those lights with, or plug those lights in with. You obviously want something small, something powerful. Look, I love these guys, which are the little newer lights. Not super strong. I'll be honest, this guy's not super strong, but it's very light and it's USB-C rechargeable. And so I really like these, and these are multicolored. So I tend to put these in the background rather than on the face. For the face, you want something still flat, still small, fits into your luggage. Let's have a look. Andrew says Godox Lightmons. There you go. So yeah, I think we're talking video lights, honestly, Ember Sky Media, for Amazing Yacht Destination. I think they'd be video lights. So yeah, it is definitely it's definitely an option if you want something that you can easily recharge with a USB-C cord if possible, or you're going to have to buy adapters as well, depending on where you're traveling to. There we go. Andrew's got a suggestion for you here. Godox has some really good on-camera lights that are like $30, and you can stack them on one another. They're USB-C and RGB, slip into the camera bag as well. Yeah, it is. It's definitely definitely an option. The thing I like to say is, you're looking well. Yeah, that's a nice one. Or you know what you could do? You could just not comment on someone, not you particular game widows, but people could just not comment on someone's personal appearance at all. That's the thing. It is one of those things. Yeah, I'm a fan of the aperture lights as well, but they are more expensive. And we've also, like, where are you? You're traveling from Thailand to South Africa, is that right? So it's one of those sort of, like, you've got to think about is where you're going to be able to get it from. Are you going to get it in time for travel? Things like that. There's lots of issues there. Aperture Pro MC series are good, but they're $90 for one. You can get 3 for $90 of the Lightmons. Okay, so are you talking about? Let me just think. Where is my little? You're talking about the little MC RGB WWs? Because I've got one of those as well. I think they. What have I done with that? It's around. It's probably in a drawer. It's probably somewhere on a charger. The other thing I like about these guys and the Aperture the Aperture RGB MCWWs is they're magnetic. So you can actually just like I actually have this. Well, it's not going to sit here. There you go. It'll just connect to something magnetic. So if you've got like a pole or something in front of you, now this particular one, it also has a little 3.5 mil option. And these guys, the newer, also have like a little square version. The square versions are much brighter than this one, which is why it's up the back here, lighting the back of my set. And this one is attached to, I think. I would definitely be looking into some of these small ones that you can connect to your to the top of your camera with a hot shoe mount, or even a cold shoe mount. It doesn't need to be a hot shoe mount. All right, there you go. I would definitely be checking out the Godox for sure, and see how they go. But I would also not rule out some of the. I would look at the specs of the Godox, and then go and compare that to something that is available where you are. So yeah, companies keep sending me the small lights. Lol, I have like 24 of the little ones now. I love lights. I love color. I love adding color. So I buy all of these little ones. So I've got 5. Maybe it's 5. Now I feel even worse. So I've got a little newer square one. I've got another little newer square over behind here. It's a different shape. I've got this guy, and then I've got the old, back when it was just the Aperture Amaran ML9, I want to say. It was the little white one that they had that was the on mount before you got the colors. And then I bought the RGB WW. I'm just like, what have I done with that? I'll have to look for it because my brain will be like, oh my God, you've lost it. It'll be somewhere. It'll be somewhere. I'm just trying to think. I packed a bag, camera bag. Maybe it's in there. Anyway. Oh, the Godox are also magnetic. Awesome. Excellent. Ulanzi, I don't know how to say the word, but I know the brand, makes some square video lights for about 20. Excellent. Excellent. The newer We Light, etc., are great budget brands. Yeah, I think it's going to come down. You've actually got a lot of choices. You've got a lot of choices. Yuppers, I have a few and they work good. Yep. Oh yeah, thank you. All good. Godox is 95 CRI, which is come on, show. Thank you. Godox is 95 CRI, which is nice too. Same with the Aperture. Yeah, one thing I will say with the better brands like the Godox and the Aperture is they definitely do have more control. These particular versions of this that I got are not app controllable, whereas my Aperture are. So I know newer now have a new version out that are app controllable, and you need to decide, do you need it app controllable? Do you not need it app controllable? You know, like you've got to look. You've got to sort of, it's going to come down to what you want and your workflow and how much space you actually have and how it charges. And there's a lot of things in the air. There's a lot of things in the air. There we go, Andrew, with the scientific color. The CRI is a color rendering index. In short, it just means it'll be more accurate colors when on a camera lens. I'm gonna have to check out what these ones are now. But yeah, when it comes to these lights, buy the latest versions, even if they're an extra $5, because they will have all those bells and whistles. Yeah, I made the mistake of I bought these during a sale. Like there was this one, and I bought three different ones because I wanted to trial them. Because they were on sale, didn't realize they were on sale because they were about to drop a new version, and then I felt gypped. So yeah. Oh, there we go. Ember Sky Media is saying a CRI a less than 90 is not good. Okay. I'm just gonna just CRI less than 90. Because I'm really curious about the lights I've got now, because I just buy them because it's like, ooh, pretty. That's about as far as I go. I like the colors. I like how they work, and that's about how I go. Alrighty, that's a good clarification. Ember Sky says that at 10-bit or 422 or RAW, you notice bad CRI lights. Yeah. Whereas, like, if you're just live streaming or you're making YouTube videos, you're probably not going to notice it as badly. The thing I notice the most with lighting, I'm in Australia. A lot of lights are not designed for how Australia's light power works. So there's a lot of discussion over, frame rates versus, 60 or 30 or 25 or, 50 or all these different frame rates. In Australia, our power fluctuates at a different, there's a word for hertz. Thank you, hertz. That our power fluctuates at different hertz. So we need to match our cameras and our lighting to our hertz. So, our lighting, it's not so much match the lighting to the hertz. If your hertz and your lights and your camera don't work together, the lights flicker and strobe. So, sometimes when you're watching something where they pan a camera across a computer screen and it does the flickery thing, it could be because they're running the camera at 24 frames per second and the power for the monitor is different. The same thing happens with lights. I know I have a big issue if I run my webcam, particularly, not so much my Sony, but if I run my webcam at 30 frames per second, it will actually play up with the lighting. So it's one of these things. You need to test and try things for yourself. And it gets frustrating because, like, I need to run my cameras and my gear and everything at either 25 or 50 frames per second. But then softwares like StreamYard don't give you an option to stream out at that. They want you on the 30. So there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh, there we go. Doug's jumped in here with Australia is on 50 hertz. It's why we typically do 25 to 50 frame rates per second. Yeah. And I think the UK is the same, or parts of the UK are the same. But yeah, it comes down to, it's not just us trying to be fancy or difficult. Like, no, we must have different frames per second. No, it's because our power is different, and how our power is run, it is different, and we have to allow for it. So you need to understand where you are at, like your physical location, and choose your settings based on that, not what some YouTuber is suggesting. You need to work, unless that YouTuber is in your same location. But if you buy the better quality lights, this is where I was going with this. Are we ready? I'm circling back to the point. I know, novel. If you buy the better quality lights, it's less noticeable. That they are able to cope with the power fluctuation of the hertz more and give you a more stable lighting. So if you buy the cheaper lights, then they're more likely to play up and do the thing than if you actually go and buy the more expensive lights. But it's not always the case, because I've got a Logitech Brio and I've got a good softbox that doesn't play up on any other camera except for the webcams. Let's have a look. You can adjust your shutter speed to correct for the lights. You can. Yes, you can. There's things that you can do, tweaking and playing, but a lot of the, especially on this channel, a lot of the people, I'm just looking at the chat. No, everybody here is old school, knows exactly what they're doing. No, but quite often for this channel, it's about the beginning steps of live streaming. And so some of them don't know how to make these adjustments and changes. So, but if you've got time, you should really be sitting down and playing with your equipment and trying to work out what works better for you. Livestream Consultants has said that US power is at 60 hertz, but elsewhere is at 50. The frame rate becomes an issue. Yeah, it is. Oh, here we go. Andrew with the snark. Andrew's bringing on the US snark. Cameras were made in the US, so you're wrong. I'm so lol joke. Really? Did you, is this one of those ones where you just like stick a smiley face at the end of, like, you just write, like, not you, but people write just like vitriol and then smiley face, like, just kidding, but not kidding. I think my shutter is at 1/100th when I'm doing 50 frames. What's my shutter currently sitting at? Can I, I'm like, can I read that from here? The answer is no. I think I've got mine for 50. If I'm reading the right thing. Anything else is too small and I can't actually read it on the screen. It's all too tiny. I can't read it. All right, let's have a look at Ember Sky. Says, for me, lights that don't flicker at 120, 240, 480 and 1000. Oh, yeah. If you're doing slow motion, oh my gosh, you've got a whole other set of stories. A whole other set of like issues that you're going to have. So absolutely. Let me go. Shutter speed should be 2 times your frame rate. I'll have to look at me learning stuff. I'm just writing this down. Shutter 2 times frame rate. See, I think I've currently got my frame rate. I don't even know if the 1 to 50 is my shutter speed, or if it's my frame rate. I think I am doing 50 frames a second on my camera. But yeah, I'll have to have a look. I actually think 25 is better for double. Although 23.997. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is the thing. We can go down these rabbit holes of like perfect tech and getting everything just dialed in just perfectly. What's happened is, at one stage I did that. I went through and I double checked everything to make sure nothing was flickering, and I changed frame rates and I changed ISO and I locked it all down. When I set the studio up, however long ago that was, That was the last time I checked it, because this particular camera doesn't move. This particular camera lives on a little mount attached to a table. This is its home. I've got it dialed in for this room with these lights, and that is all. So if you're moving your cameras around, you'll need to adjust these things as necessary. But for me, I do this just before I set up. I make sure I'm happy with it. For me, I don't care if it's perfect. Does it give you a clear picture? Yes. That's the level of expertise I'm giving here. That's the level, is can you see clearly enough? I believe so. I believe you can see clearly enough. And if you can't, you need to let me know, because from what I'm seeing on my end, it looks good. So, or looks good enough. And that's the thing. Does it look good enough? Now, Andrew has made an excellent point here. And this is where I actually, this is more important to me, is audio. What is more important is that you have bad audio and bad video, and then blame YouTube for your lack of growth. I am more likely to spend more time sorting out audio than I am sorting out video and lighting. Now, it's not to say that the whole package is not important. It is. And depending on the content you're making and the audience that you're aiming for, you need to spend varying levels of time. But if your audio is bad, no one's sticking around. No one can stay and listen to your crap audio for the message that you're trying to make. It makes it very difficult for your audience if your audio is bad. So for me, the top priority is audio. And if you look back on my Fiberific channel, I really don't want you to do this, but if you do, you look back at the first videos I put out, not the very first one, but like the second and onwards, the lighting is terrible. The video is not great. And the audio is iffy. Now, I want to say this, the audio is not perfect, but you can hear. You can tell what I'm trying to say. You can see the message. And then over time, as I got budget, I upgraded the lighting. I upgraded the camera. But the very first thing I bought for my YouTube channel was a microphone and an audio interface. And that was how I went. They were the decisions that I made. And I honestly believe, let me know in the chat if you believe the same thing for YouTube. I want to specifically say for YouTube and for Facebook, social medias. Do you think audio is more important than video? And now I'm not saying video is not important at all. I'm just, if you've got to choose one, which one are you choosing? Doug, are you having another Monday at home? Just out of curiosity. So I'll be really honest. I thought the slow vertical stream last week was because of Super Bowl, and I think that it was not. There we go. That's my take on second week of the vertical live streaming as well. Let's have a look here. We're getting some answers in. Amazing Destination says audio is more important. Livestream Consultant says, in my opinion, audio first, lighting next, then camera. This is my order as well. Audio, light, camera, absolutely. Great lighting can make an okay camera look great, but you can't fix bad audio. Absolutely. Audio all the way. Audio. Oh, Doug's working from home today. Yeah. Lots of work getting done. Doug is king of multi-skilling. That is awesome. Are you taking your mics with you when you travel? It's not even debatable. And also mics normally pack up quite small. Lighting, not so much, depending on the light you've got. Like I know from my soft boxes, which I bought these soft boxes in 2015, 2016, around there, 2016-ish, and they're still going strong. And I'm like, I really want to replace them into something smaller and more compact, but they're fine. Ugh. They're not great soft boxes. They're cheap soft boxes. And I can't adjust the light or anything like that. That's just like they're off or they're on. but they're fine. They do the job. So until I need at least 2 of the 3 to die before I feel comfortable replacing them with like spending money. If somebody sent me something, I would use it. Like I'd be like, pack it up, rehome it to somebody starting out who has more space. Absolutely. Ember Sky says speed, lights, camera, action. Absolutely. Andrew says lights, camera, action came from a time before we recorded sound. So I say mic, lights, camera, action, which is also my order. There you go. Speed is audio recording. Audio is recording. Why do they call it speed then? I'm like just curious about how they came up with the name for it. Was speed like a brand? I don't know. Game Widow says if the audio is crap, I struggle. I'm usually listening whilst doing something else, so I don't always see, and my hearing is a bit tricky. So I don't really want to rely on lip reading. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, it's so the audio tape was up to speed. So it wasn't doing the pre-roll getting into it was actually already at full speed. Okay. I'm so old school or just old. Yeah, I know those feelings. I know those feelings. I love my soft boxes, but I bought a couple of small adjustable lights that fit in my suitcase. I too. Look, okay, so what I have right now is I have this softbox here, and then I have a little Yongnu a YN 300 Air over on this side. So it's like, let me just see if I can. I'll just, and I have it. It's like this is the key light. This is the fill light. So I'm just hang on. I'm just opening up my Google Home. Oh, I said the word. I didn't want to say the word. Jeepers. Studio. Nope. There we go. Oh, I just did the wrong thing. I've just turned off those lights. So let's turn those lights back on. All right, that's not what I wanted. Where is, they've changed the app. I don't like it when they change the app. I just want the list of devices that are listed. Okay, Google, turn off Windows softbox. There we go. All right. So this is how this looks without that softbox on. And it's not bad. It's not terrible. I like it. It's moody and I've got all my colored lights. Oops, hang on, my key light turned off. Hang on. Not my key light. My fill light turned off because I accidentally turned off all the other lights. Okay. And not all my lights can be turned off and on by Google. I do like to have it that way. So this isn't terrible, right? I like it. It's moody and it's cute, but it's a little dark, right? So I do prefer to have the softbox on, and it's a personal preference because it's your live stream. You get to choose how you have your mood, how you set it. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning here. It's not dark. I have my windows all blocked out. I do have like all the other things are all, you know, how I like it because I want to control all the lighting, right? So, because what are we at? It's 9:54 in the morning here. So it's and this window gets full bright sun. So, it's actually destroying the moving blankets I've got blocking the light. I've actually got to replace them. So, let me just Google, turn on Windows softbox. There we go. Oh, give the camera a little second to catch back up. There we go. So, you know, you can choose, you can decide. I would love to have this dialed down just a little, or be able to move it further away. I don't have these options because of where my desk is and the size of this room and all these sorts of things. But you get to decide. You get to choose how you want it and how you have it. The other thing is for me, and especially, and this is probably a throwback from my Fiberific channel, is usually I have something I'm working on this desk, and this softbox actually helps light that as well, not just my face, but also my desk. So it's definitely one of those things. Andrew is, yeah, dude, I hope you're feeling better, and I will catch you later on. Let me just, I bought some AC powered LED 12-inch round lights that I mount to a tripod and use an Alexa control dimmer so I can tell Ziggy to set the audio lights to the power I want. That's great. Cool. That's awesome. Amazing at destinations. Most rooms have white ceilings, so a cheap softbox is just point and bounce the light off the ceiling. Yeah, and that was something I tried in this room as well, because bounce light is so much nicer on skin tones. It really is. But because I'm double utilizing this to light the desk for the work that I'm doing, I'm how do I describe this? I'm lazy, right? I'm not going to change and rearrange all of the lighting between a Monday stream and a Thursday stream every single week, right? I'm just not. It's not going to happen. So I picked the best middle of the road, and that's what I've gone with. Because I don't know if you guys are the same as me. If I've got an excuse to not do something, if my brain goes, oh my God, this is so hard, you're going to have to rerun all these cables, you're going to have to move this, it's like, oh, do I really have the energy to live stream today? I need to be able to walk into a space. I have got the G machine ready to turn on all of the lights. And basically all I need to do is turn on the computer and turn on the camera and manually click on a couple of lights, right? Because so these colored ones in the background, they will turn on, but like they'll charge, but I need to manually slide their slider because I have to turn them off. Otherwise they just stay on, like, because they're battery powered and they'll just stay on for hours and hours, and people in my family don't like that. Michael Sahovsky's over in the vertical chat. Good to see you, Michael. Amazing Destination said that is great. I'm not quite sure. I got a bit behind, so I'm not quite sure what's great, but I'm glad something's great because great things are great. Slacker, absolutely slacker. I'm a total slacker. I say that this is Holly Anderson says, I say that's being efficient, not lazy. Well, thank you. I'll take that. I'm efficient, not a slacker, not lazy, in that I set my lighting up to be the best middle road for all the different kinds of content that I make. Because I will use the same lighting for my pre-record videos as well. I will use the same camera, everything. So I just use everything the same, because that way I have no excuses or less excuses to not do something. Because I'm going to, ready for share time, I actually am not comfortable being on camera. I'm just put that out there. I'm not comfortable being on camera. I'm not comfortable recording myself. I don't like listening to my voice when I'm editing. I don't like any of these things. But I've learned that if I want this lifestyle, if I want this career, these are the costs. Okay? And while I'm really lucky that I get to work behind the scenes for some other creators, and I love that, and it does bring in actually the majority of my income, which I think is awesome. I still need to do this, and live streaming. It sounds so bizarre. Okay, I'm way more comfortable with live streaming than I am with pre-record. Who here in the chat is more comfortable live streaming than pre-recording? Because please tell me I'm not alone. I definitely am more comfortable live streaming than pre-recording. But I also know the like what needs to be done to grow a channel. So yeah. Oh, you're talking about the light without the softbox still looks great, and yeah, I love it. I think it's really fantastic, and I should probably stream like that one time. You know what? It's probably not that hard for me just to point this light up and let it bounce down. Well, I don't want it to bounce down. I want it to bounce across. But yeah, it probably is more harder than you know. Let me. She's playing horror games, so it looks fabulous. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Anyway, live stream consultant says they're the same. Frankie over 50 says live streaming any day. Yeah, so I'm not alone. And Michael Sahovsky, great. Yeah, it's all right, dude. It's all right. We are going to be ending very soon, but don't worry about being late. So yeah, so it's we do this every week, don't we? We go in this roundabout circle of what we actually start talking about to what we end up talking about. So far today, we've started talking about the things that are your nope. Like, nope. That's when I read nope. That's every time I read the word nope. That's how my brain reads it. Nope. It is definitely one of those things where I think you need to set the expectation of what your audience can expect. Are you a person that is willing to do X, Y, Z on camera? Are you not? I'm not willing to swear if I can avoid it, or eat food, or anything other than PG-13 content, right? So that is me. That is me. But what is you and your audience comfortable with? So you need to think about it. Set and forget for the win. Absolutely. And I love it. Every now and again, though, there is a downside of set and forget because you have set and forgot about it, which I just do. I'm one of these people where if I'm not constantly reminded of something, it no longer exists to me. Does that make sense? Anyway, if I come in and something's not working, I sometimes feel like I have to totally relearn how to use something. Like I know that if I go in and start digging into the camera settings, I don't have to totally relearn it, but I'm going to have to like write down the different menus I need to go to set it, check it, then go back and put it back to how I had it, whatever. It's not second nature to me. Frankie says, my audience is comfortable with me oversharing. I believe my fiberific audience is pretty used to that as well, truth be told. Truth be told. Thought you streamed on Mondays. It is Monday for me, Michael Sahovsky. This is the thing. I stream, is it Sunday 6 p.m. for those of you US Eastern? Is that right? For me in Australia, it's Monday. I start at 9. Amazing Yacht Destination says, I still struggle with ums and ahs, so I prefer recording and editing them out. I know I struggle with this. I know all of you know I struggle with this because you're here. You're listening to me speak. I do it all the time, and it is a peeve of mine. I hate it. And when I rewatch, I always go back in and just have a quick watch of some of the stream just to double check. And I rewatch the stream, and I'm like, oh, how are people sitting through this? And I actually have that thought in my brain because of the ums and ahs, and I'm consciously working on it. I'm studying a speaker. His name is Vin Zhang. I'm not paying for any of his stuff yet, which if I could afford it, I would be. It looks fantastic. But I am consciously trying to make the effort, and I know I'm failing, and it upsets me that I'm failing. But I'm in this place now where I don't want to not do something just because of that. I've got so many health issues and so many other problems and so many other issues that could actually legitimately stop me from doing things. I don't want that to be the thing. Does that make sense? Let us read the next one. It takes practice times 100. I still do it, but now I'm saying and grumble. So and that they're the others. So and they're my big four, and I don't like them. And I'll edit them out. Avoid any pre-record. I'll be like, edit, like to the point, like who here can see what their ums and ahs look like in an audio file, like in the audio waveform? I'm just like going through, just going, bloop, 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 delete, 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 delete. So, you know, I don't need the script to tell me where my ums and ahs are. I'm like, yep, got them right there and there and there and there and there and there and there. Let's have a look here. Ember Sky Studio says it's 7 p.m. Sunday here. Time travel. Live stream consultant says for me, you started at 4 p.m. Sunday. So I watch while I'm driving 1 hour to get home. That is, are you driving and messaging? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say here. It's 7 p.m. Sunday from Michael Sahovsky. That's right. We are in the future, Doug. Doug's over in the vertical chat. We are in the future. Yeah, crutch words. We can see them in the audio waveforms. Yes, absolutely. But we have to decide, like you as an individual has to decide what is your nope. And is your nope to live streaming your crutch words? I was like, no, I can't live stream because I keep using these words. No, I'm out. For me, I'm going to continue live streaming, even though I do them and I hate them and they bug me. But I'm going to continue. And so I'm very sorry if they bug you as much as they bug me. But the only way I can keep practicing and keep learning is to keep going. And while this journey on this channel is about helping you to live stream, it also helps me test and practice and do things as well. So it's we all have an advantage of being here, not just you, not just me. It is definitely a long game. It is a learning game. And we need to constantly learn. YouTube is constantly changing how they do things and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And maybe one day it won't be acceptable to drink during a live stream, she says, taking a drink. But right now it is. And this is my live stream. And if you don't like me having a drink, you're definitely in the wrong place. It is definitely the place. Amazing at Destination says, I need to get over it, but I need to do it soon. Never stop learning. This is the thing. If we stop, in my brain, this is where my brain goes. Are you ready? If we stop learning, we die. It's that simple. And not just for live streaming, but like you guys know, I'm a yarn crafter as well. I'm constantly teaching or learning new techniques so that I can keep learning. So I've been learning how they knit in Norway. So it's a different way to knit. It's still making the same garment. It's just I've got to hold everything a bit differently. So it's different muscles. It's different hand memory. I live stream predominantly using StreamYard, but I also live stream using Ecamm. And I also use vMix and I also use OBS. It depends on what the situation calls for. Having all the different muscles, learning all the different things helps you to learn. And understanding what your audience are okay with versus not okay with helps you just to be like, you know what, it doesn't matter that my mic and lips may not be synced by like 0.0005. Cool, whatever. I'll sort that out another time. It is not that important. The audio itself is still good. The video itself is still good. And yeah, it may not be perfectly in line, but is that the big issue here? So you need to make a list for yourself of what is okay, what is not okay, and then what you think is okay or not okay with your audience, and maybe run a poll. If there is something that really bugs you and you think it's bugging your audience, you need to ask them. So on that note, everybody, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody, to all of you who've joined in. Thank you so much. LeBurn James is back. Sorry, LeBurn, we are off again. Michael Sahovsky, thank you for the virtual hugs. Appreciate those. Michael's an old friend, so it is definitely accepted. I just said I will see you all here next week. I've got a big week trying to catch up after being sick for so long. And I will see you all same time next week. So whatever time it started for you, an hour ago, an hour and 8 minutes ago, whatever time that was for you, that's what time we'll be back next week. Have an awesome one, and I will see you all later. Bye now.